During Enrichment Week 2021, we ran a gigantic escape room, which 60 pupils participated in at a time. Pupils were taken to the Ministry of Fiction, half research centre, half literary museum, which allowed them to interact with the worlds of different books. We made sure all of the puzzles centred on elements drawn faithfully from one of our 9 featured novels. And if any of the problems left you curious to spend some more time in the fictional universes you encountered, this video will give you more information on what books you should be picking up. At the heart of our escape room was the Infinite Improbability Drive, an uncontrollable supercomputer which could alter reality. You'll actually find this drive powering the spaceship in Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a 5-part series of brilliantly funny and imaginative science fiction books. You may have also seen on stage the dressing gown worn by lead character Arthur Dent, who has to leave Earth while still in his pyjamas, as he learns it is just about to get destroyed. Once the Earth has been reduced to rubble, and Arthur is the last man alive, he discovers that most galactic residents carry the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, an informative but sarcastic encyclopedia which tells them exactly how they can voyage through the cosmos without getting tortured, blown up, or mistaken for a tasty snack. The Murder Most Unladylike novels are currently the most popular detective fiction for young readers. Set at Deepdean School beginning in the year 1934, Robin Stevens has taken the very best elements of Agatha Christie's mysteries and Enid Blyton's boarding school stories, though added a much more modern flavour with proactive heroines and diverse situations. The books follow Hazel Wong and Daisy Wells, 2 girls from different backgrounds who over their school career encounter a surprising number of suspicious deaths. If you're a fan of the first book, you'll have noticed Hazel's case files and her supply of bourbon biscuits, as well as Daisy's ciphers and cryptic clues. But if you have yet to dive into the world, you may be intrigued by the girls' spirit board. Whilst the novel features no ghosts, this macabre-looking bit of red cardboard is key to helping them solve the murder of their science teacher. But to find out more, you'll have to pick up the first novel in this series. If you've already read them, why not move on to the books that inspired the world, with so many Agatha Christie novels in our library to choose from. Our MI6 computer was based on the Alex Rider novels, another series which displays its inspiration proudly. Beginning with Stormbreaker, Anthony Horowitz created for teenagers their very own answer to James Bond, complete with a schoolboy spy. In the first novel, Alex finds out that his uncle, who has taken care of him since his parents' death, was an MI6 agent. When he gets killed, Alex begins investigating the murder. His observation skills lead to him being recruited by MI6 to help avenge his uncle. The series, now at 13 main books, has been so massively successful that Horowitz is now the lead author of the James Bond series, originally written by Ian Fleming. Older pupils who have read Alex Rider may consider the James Bond series, beginning with the origin story Casino Royale or the excellent third book Moonraker. But please be warned before you try. Fleming's attitudes to women and non-white ethnicities can be rather disgusting. Up in the eaves of our set, we recreated the desk of Bilbo Baggins, the lead character of The Hobbit, and the first character to appear in The Lord of the Rings, both novels by J.R.R. Tolkien. Our Bilbo desk featured a number of mementos from his travels and suggested that Bilbo is currently occupied looking after his old friend, the wizard Gandalf. The Hobbit is the story of Bilbo travelling from his home with a company of dwarves and the wizard to steal treasure from a dragon. At one point, Bilbo and the dwarves need to have a specific light shine upon their map in order to reveal runes which will guide them to complete their quest. With help from an ultraviolet torch, our students had to use exactly the same trick. The Hobbit was originally written for children, so is often the place most people start with Tolkien's work. The Lord of the Rings is more complex, a story about a war between men, elves, dwarves and orcs over a magic ring which has the power to destroy the world. Our other fantasy representative was His Dark Materials, a trilogy of novels by Philip Pullman. The first novel, Northern Lights, is set in a world of magic. The heroine Lyra is guided by an alethiometer, a rare and mysterious device that gives her truthful answers to any question she asks. In the second book, The Subtle Knife, Lyra crosses over to our world, meeting Dr. Mary Malone, who recreates this device using computer programming, and discovers exactly who has been speaking to Lyra this whole time. Our escape room could only include that one element of the novel, but His Dark Materials is a vast epic which features a battle between good and evil, with heroes from multiple worlds including armoured bears, shrewd witches, heroic aeronauts, violent fairies, and a very large cast of angels and demons. The 3 novels have been recently adapted right here on our doorstep by BBC Wales, with Series 1 and 2 available on the BBC's iPlayer. Some students found the simple act of playing Pac-Man the most difficult challenge. This puzzle reflected the moment in the novel Ready Player One in which a Pac-Man game delivers Wade Watts an artifact of immense power. Ernest Cline's novel is set in a dystopian world of the future, where oil has run out and people can only communicate online. The digital world becomes more important, most people finding a haven in a VR version of the internet called the Oasis. When the creator of the Oasis dies, he leaves control of the virtual world to whoever wins a giant treasure hunt inspired by 80s culture. Wade Watts, schoolboy, is one of the thousands who is seeking victory to stop corporations getting control. The book is available in our library, but restricted to Year 9 and above for graphic content. Most people now know Jurassic Park as a rather excellent film, and we can't deny we took a lot of the imagery from Steven Spielberg's movie when creating our version of Dennis Nedry's locked computer. However, the famous story of dinosaurs being brought back to life for a theme park is originally a novel by Michael Crichton, and the book has its own quirks and subplots. You may find the characters quite different. Scientist Ian Malcolm and businessman John Hammond in particular have much darker views on life than appear in the movie, and at least one of them suffers a much grimmer fate. The book also has a sequel which shares its name with the second film, but is vastly different from it. The Paddington books are gentle comedic tales about Paddington, a bear who has emigrated from Peru to London. These stories are well-written, light-hearted escapism, and most can be read in less time than it took most of our escape room groups to even look at the clue inside his suitcase. Of course, we wanted to shine a light on the widest range of books possible, but we would have been silly not to include at least some elements from the Harry Potter series, including our magic wand, which worked some of the time. Remember that this highly popular series and all its spin-offs are also available in our school library. As we hope to return to whole school musicals in our auditorium next year, we don't know if we'll ever have a chance to do another escape room. But if there is any series of books that you think we would include in a future one, feel free to let us know. We hope you enjoyed last week's experience, and hope you'll enjoy your reading even more.